Yeah, you already know what it is. Lethal Talent 24, dive bombing at you with some Eagles content. Let's go.
Third and 10. Only a three-man rush. No pressure. Wentz is going to air it out.
Yo, it's your boy back at you with another video. And so there's been some Eagles updates that I kind of just want to briefly go over. One, definitely yesterday, Lane Johnson was signed to a 4-year, $72 million extension. I believe that's what it is. So, I mean, congratulations to Lane Johnson. You know, pave the lane, man. Let's pave the lane. And it's good to have him for years to come. So, he'll probably retire with us as well. But it's just great to have him. I love Lane. He is a big part of this team, part of this offense. So, you know, it's good that they locked him up. Now, I do have a video where he put on Twitter, so I'm just going to post that up here. All right, you guys take a look.
What's going on, Eagles Nation? I have extended my stay here in Philadelphia, and I'm looking forward to the next few years. Fly, Eagles, fly, and looking forward to this weekend.
Hell yeah, let's fly. So let's go with that. And, you know, like I said, looking forward to having him on this team for years to come. So, other news that's happened, you know, throughout the week. And Michael Vick made some comments about Carson Wentz, you know, saying that he'll fail in Philadelphia. There's nobody that knows that better than him. And this is not a shot at him. It's just, you know, facts that, you know, at once he was the leading quarterback on this team, or starting quarterback on this team, and he got his job taken from him by none other than Nick Foles, right? And he said that, you know, he even cried about this, you know, when Chip Kelly made this decision to switch and keep going with Nick Foles. But, I mean, in that regard, he had no one to blame but really himself. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell when he was talking about it, he was speaking from a place of pain, man, because it's just like, seemed like it just brought back some dark memories, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, Michael Vick, I mean, he got replaced by Nick Foles. Nick Foles had that 27-2 season in the 2013, right? And, you know, was a Pro Bowler, got the Eagles to the playoffs, and that he didn't take over until the Giants game, really, where I think it was the first Giants game of the 2013 season where Michael Vick went out with a hamstring, right? I remember that candidly because it's like, you know, when you're watching Michael Vick, you're waiting for that experience, and then, you know, when you get the injury, it was terrible. So, you know, Michael Vick at that point in time just could not stay healthy. And I think, you know, even though he doesn't bring that up, he should know that. He should definitely know that. That was what you got with Michael Vick whenever you brought him on the team. You had a quarterback that can play lights out, that can, you know, provide good or great entertainment. But, I mean, like, you know, he couldn't stay on the field. He could not stay on the field. And that was an issue. So, you know, he lost his job to Nick Foles. He was released the next season, pretty much. And then Nick Foles was, you know, given a small contract or whatnot, and, you know, he went 4-4, I believe, in the 2014 season, and then got injured for the rest of the season because he broke his collarbone in the Texas game in 2014. Then, you know, then he gets traded for Sam Bradford, and the rest is history. But Michael Vick, you know, went from the Eagles to, I believe, the Jets to the Steelers, and that was pretty much where he stopped, you know. And he, you know, at that point he was just a backup quarterback, you know. So yeah, I mean, he failed here, and he's saying Carson Wentz, you know, will fail because Nick Foles set the bar too high. I mean, Wentz is going to have to get this monkey off his back by winning the Super Bowl. That is the only way that this fan base will become whole again in regards to, you know, a quarterback. Because, I mean, Foles, I mean, yeah, he did win the Super Bowl. I mean, he wasn't the only one that did it, but he played a damn good game. And he was terrible on the way up there. You know, except for the Super Bowl in the Minnesota NFC Championship game, he was terrible for the most part. So, that just speaks to coaching, how it was in 2017 as it is till now. And Wentz, just after Frank Reich left, he's never felt right about it. I mean, if you read in between the lines, he basically doesn't trust this offense as much as he did when Frank Reich was with us. So, I mean, it's up to Doug Peterson and the coaches to make sure that they use everything they have in their arsenal that works for Wentz's strengths and hides his weakness. You know what I'm saying? And from what I'm seeing, they're not really doing a great job of that. So, if Wentz doesn't win, then yes, he will obviously fail, and that's it. And Michael Vick is right in that aspect, but he's wrong because Wentz is going to have that opportunity for years to come. And I do firmly believe that he has the intangibles, the tools, the gall, the motivation to win us another Super Bowl. He was he was the main reason why we were in the position in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, people just you got to look at that, and you got to realize that. But anyway, so that's that about Michael Vick. And Brandon Graham had this to say about Carson, and I completely agree. But let me just go ahead and show you that video. Take a look.
I mean, some people can say all kind of whatever they want, but you got 5 opportunities to change all that. So just stay focused.
Well, one of the specific things being said is by a former teammate of yours, Mike Vick, who went on TV yesterday and said that Carson's going to fail here because Nick set the bar really high. What's your reaction when you hear something like that?
Me, that'll be motivation, to prove it. It's all about how you think about it, and I think he's going to do well, with being here, because if they didn't see something in him, he wouldn't be here. Trust me. But everybody has their opinions, but I think that if anything, that should be motivation for him.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about the whole situation too. And Brandon's got a point. He's just got to go out there and prove it. Got to prove those naysayers wrong. The Folesian society, them. Man, I'm not going to dive into that too much, but Wentz just has to get that monkey off his back. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. Now, actually, I know the game's coming up tomorrow, so just to brush up on the Dolphins defense, just going into that, or the game with the Dolphins, excuse me. Now, their defense plays similar to the New England Patriots, so and we all saw that Wentz had some issues in in moving the ball against that kind of a defense. So Wentz just, the offensive line is going to have to be on point. Now, I know their talent level, the Dolphins' their talent level is not what it is compared to the Patriots, but they can still get in on some. They can still get in on past the O-line if they bring that kind of pressure. They like to play man press, and so if these receivers don't get their separation that we need them to get, especially against this team, Wentz is going to look a lot like the Seattle game, and he's going to look a lot like the Patriots game. So we have to get everything has to be on point. You know what I'm saying? More than before. I think this game's going to be rough for us, but I just think that I believe we'll pull it off. We'll definitely pull it off. I say the score is probably going to be, I'm going to say 27-10 Eagles. And our defense is going to be all over the place. They're going to be stopping Fitzpatrick. They just got to make sure that they contain the deep ball. They got to make sure they contain the deep ball. They got to make sure that their wide receivers are not getting out in space as much, and definitely watch for Fitzpatrick to run, because if he has no one open, he'll definitely do that. So, occasional spy just to make sure Fitzpatrick doesn't get any ideas. other than that, man, I think that's how we stop them. We stop them exactly like that, defensively and offensively. We attack them. Definitely running the game, making sure, Lane Johnson's going to be out in the field. Brandon Brooks is going to be back. So only weak link is going to be Sayamalu. And, we definitely have to run the ball against these guys. These guys are susceptible against the run as well. They're bad in passing, or pass protection. So if our receivers are on point, we can take advantage of it. I think Nelson Aguilar is going to be back. Rather have Greg Ward, but whatever. Man, shoot, man, I don't want to see that. I want to see Nelson Aguilar the rest of the season, man. I'm done with him. But if he's coming back, he just better at least play halfway decent, man. Just he's got to play, So, and JJ Arcega-Whiteside's going to get a start. Who knows if Alshon's playing at this point? They said that he had a setback last week. He woke up Sunday morning and was like, wasn't feeling well with his ankle or his calf or whatever. So, all of a sudden, he can't play in the Seattle game. So we'll see how he feels this game. If not, whatever, JJ is going to be out there. And, Carson Wentz is going to have to move the ball through Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. So they're going to have to take what they can get up the middle. So, but yeah, that's my prediction. That's my way of beating him, and go Birds. So that's all going to end this video. EAGLES, Eagles, Nats. What's up? You guys take it easy. Peace.